Every year, 48 million Americans, 1 in 6, get sick from contaminated food. This isn't just about upset stomachs. Over 128,000 are hospitalized, and 3,000 die annually. Behind these numbers are real people, families disrupted, lives changed forever. Major outbreaks, like the 1993 Jack-in-the-Box E. coli case, remind us of the risks. 4 children died, and hundreds were sickened. Other incidents, like the 2006 spinach E. coli and 2011 cantaloupe listeria outbreaks, underscore failures in our food supply chain. So, who's responsible when food makes us sick? Liability can fall on anyone in the chain: farms, processors, distributors, stores, or restaurants. If negligence led to contamination, they can be held accountable. Lawsuits aren't just about compensation for victims. They drive companies to improve safety. By holding corporations accountable, the legal system helps make our food supply safer. These cases send a clear message: cutting corners on safety isn't an option. Understanding foodborne illness liability is the first step toward justice and prevention. The legal process has evolved, making it easier for victims to seek justice. Ultimately, food safety law aims to protect us all by compensating victims and forcing change. The fight for safer food is ongoing, but every case pushes the industry to do better. Let's look at how the law has changed over time to protect consumers. In early America, let the buyer beware ruled consumers had little protection. If you bought tainted food, it was your problem, not the seller's. Local food laws focused on weights and measures, not safety. Suing for illness was nearly impossible unless you could prove the seller knowingly sold bad food. That changed in 1815 with Van Bracklin v. Fonda, where a family won a case after being sold meat from a sick cow. This set a precedent: sellers could be liable for knowingly selling unsafe food. Still, victims had to prove the seller's knowledge, a tough hurdle. The Industrial Revolution brought mass-produced food and new dangers. Public outrage, fueled by exposés like Upton Sinclair's The Jungle, led to the Pure Food and Drug Act of 1906. This law was a breakthrough, but suing for damages remained difficult for individuals. The 20th century saw the rise of product liability law, shifting responsibility from consumers to companies. The concept of implied warranty meant food should be safe for its intended use. In 1913, Mazzetti v. Armour allowed victims to sue manufacturers, not just direct sellers. This broke down barriers and let victims target the source of contamination. The Uniform Commercial Code standardized these protections nationwide. Now, contaminated food is clearly a breach of warranty. The doctrine of strict liability emerged. Companies could be held responsible for dangerous products, even without proof of negligence. The focus shifted to product safety, not just company behavior. This made it much easier for victims to get justice. The legal groundwork was set for holding the entire food industry accountable. Proving which food made someone sick was once nearly impossible. Lawyers relied on circumstantial evidence, which often wasn't enough. The breakthrough came with DNA fingerprinting in the 1980s and 90s. Scientists could now match bacteria from patients to specific foods with pulsed field gel electrophoresis. The 1993 Jack-in-the-Box outbreak used this science to link E. coli cases to undercooked burgers. This direct evidence changed the game in courtrooms. Today, whole genome sequencing offers even more precise tracking. Investigators can trace outbreaks to specific farms or equipment. This technology makes it nearly impossible for companies to deny responsibility. DNA evidence has revolutionized food safety litigation. Science now gives victims the proof they need for justice. Modern food poisoning cases combine science, medicine, and law. Outbreaks are traced using DNA tools, then lawyers build cases for victims. Damages cover medical costs, lost income, and emotional suffering. Government agencies like the CDC and FDA play a critical role in tracking and regulating outbreaks. Recalls and official findings provide powerful evidence in court. Lawsuits and regulation work together to drive industry reforms. Major cases have led to stricter laws, like the Food Safety Modernization Act. Today, law and science work hand in hand to protect consumers. The fight for safer food continues, but every case brings us closer to a safer future.